it does look like there has been some people here.
Like recently?
More recently, but not any signs that there's not like campfires, embers, or anything like that at all. It's just it does look like that people have settled here before. So this might be a common place, like if people are traveling through, to stop at. But there's no signs of like anything that would indicate that there is like anybody that has been here. So if y'all want to set up camp here, it'll be a lot easier for you. It'll be a little bit better night's sleep. Everyone, Throxin and Palimuse are finding these slugs on your equipment and on it's on them actually. As the first one, Palimuse found one on him. It's a slug. So it's kind of alarming. These slugs are known for damaging metal.
Oh. All right,
Iron
everybody. Slug check. Everybody pick off everybody. Here's the thing. We're going to have a spot where we put the slugs.
Not sure. Probably picked them up at some point running through that really tall grass.
All right, guys. Let's do that. First of all, let's get all the slugs off everybody. And second, we're going to double check to make sure they haven't damaged anything important, like metal or weapons of any kind, armor.
Okay, so I'm gonna let that be a roll. Palimuse had him all over him. I mean, he was just covered with them.
Well, that's
being kind of a short guy.
I was going to say that's probably why, but I didn't say it out loud.
Right. Okay, so yeah, he's wow. Yeah, his weapon is damaged badly. He's not gonna be able to use it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, that's not good. But secretly, when you rolled your 17 and was it a 18?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was also gonna be for this.
Avoidance? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Slug avoidance.
Okay.
And everybody else failed it, but as far as the results of that failure, Palimuse was the one who really botched it.
Spear and a broadsword. So my question is, trying to remember, was Palimuse a spear guy, or was he using an axe or sword of some kind?
I had wrote it down. Oh, wait, I've got it right here.
Yeah. I mean, we fought skeletons, I seem to remember. Just trying to remember which he had.
Oh, yeah, he was a spearman.
Perfect. He can have a spear.
Wow. All right. So he's... It feels weird writing with a pencil. Okay, so Rella is kind of exploring this little room. She does find like a little small box that has some papers in it. So this obviously hasn't been here really long. I mean, it's been there for a little while, and it's amidst some of the rubble in the corner of the room. And it is some paperwork.
And we don't see any other signs of other shacks or any other places of habitation close by. This is like just by itself.
This is this may be
maybe all the wooden stuff has gotten rotted away and stuff like that.
Yeah, what it looks like is it may be just some of the farmland at one point has there was maybe a peasant family that lived here or something. That's the only thing that you can figure. I mean, it's far away from what would have been the one of the major the 7 cities. So it could just be that it was maybe a person's home. But you find in the box, protected from the elements pretty well, is some papers that have look like magical designs on them, like drawings, like somebody's been doing some studying some strange occult things. Sorry, my dog is
I was wondering who was
wallowing on the floor here.
That's all right.
That's not me. That's her. So it's got all kinds of designs and things on it. You also do find a map on there. It's a small map, and it's just a small area. Looks like somebody kind of hastily, just kind of scrawled it out, and it does show where you're at. It shows the other, and it does show the location of where you were at before the underground
Awesome.
right, city.
So I'm going to pull out my map that I was making, and see if I can find the place that I messed up on in one of those failed mapping rolls, and see if I can do some correction, or at least some, cross referencing to make more sense out of where we are. And I'm curious. Okay, let's do this right. Let's set up an actual camp, which means that we are going to have a safe, low fire, and people can dry out their boots, and people can change, and anything that's particularly muddy or bloody or whatever can get washed out. Sleeping arrangements can be made. People who are supposed to keep watch know who they are.
I think while we're settling in, Pixie, I think, would like to try an alignment move. And I'm thinking maybe Rella, who had seemed very shaken initially when we were underground, but we've come out of it. Yeah. It seems like an opportune time for Pixie to talk about the gods and Amberius seeing us through.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely is. She's a dark, figure. Just seems very depressive, and
that impression.
The gods clearly have been shining on us, and I had noted that she had been especially shaken when we were, underground. That she seemed to be especially anxious when we were under there.
Well, she was really worried about the goat, who we have all been taught are some sort of savage, cannibalistic, tribe.
They're
regardless of
corrupted.
Whatever it is that they really are, we all are under the impression that they came out on the bad side of the history and haven't come back. Cool.
As far as like an alignment roll, I was trying to find the instructions on that.
Yeah, well, it's a spell, and I have this as my prime manifestation for my channeling.
Yeah. Align.
And I guess a critical thing is whether the target is willing or unwilling.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think actually Rella would be very comfortable with you at this point, to where I was going to say that she would not be sure, but I think that she's seen enough to where she, and also I think that she seems a little smitten with Hanu, so she's she's
sad to say, or sad. I reluctantly admit that she is kind of Hanu's type, but that is neither here nor there at the moment. We are busy camping and dealing with slugs. Not the time for such things.
Right.
So
I think being that she is a little bit smitten, I think that she would be a little bit more open to this than normal. So, yeah, if you want to roll for that, let's do it.
All right. Still difficult. I tell you, the people with channeling at the start, they are really. No, it ends up being. Let's see. What is it on the table? It ends up being. Well, this actually could be interesting. Like on the channel, it ends up being a reversal.
Ooh.
Reversal. Reversal. What does that one do?
Indicates that the desired effect appears, but the character has no control over the channeled energy. The range, area, duration, and selected targets are all randomly selected.
Awesome. She aligned somebody, just not Rella. Or possibly Rella. No, that's cool. Everybody's listening. Everybody's listening, right?
Somebody was like overhearing this.
No, I mean, I actually doubt that it's all that private. So, I mean,
right? Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Boy, must be pretty exciting back there in the city of living gods with a whole bunch of these people wandering around doing God knows what whenever. And everybody else is sort of conjoined. Everybody else is obligated by faith to say, "Oh yes, that's divine," no matter what it is they got up to. So,
throxin seems to be, as you are attempting to align Rella. She does not seem receptive. She just seems too distracted.
okay.
But throxin steps forward, and you see a tear in his eye. And I mean, this guy's just old and beat up and fat, and you see a lot of strength in him, though.
Throxin has actually managed himself quite handily this entire time. So, so cool. All right. If we're lucky, we're going to come back with a whole scout troop of converts.
Still here now. Throxin is aligned to Amberius.
Yep. Amberius, yes.
And so he's actually going to lose. I don't know if you're keeping track of these kinds of details, but doesn't he lose like a source point or willpower?
Oh yeah,
he loses a willpower. The thing goes into the
the god gets that
source.
One. Yeah,
right.
Alrighty, there we go. That is so cool. That is one of the neat things about this system that allows strange things to happen like that, especially with the magic.
Yeah, it's a nice system for logical but unexpected results, which I like.
Yeah.
And another thing that I'm curious about is there's that faith score as to like how that increases and whether this would trigger.
Let's go and look at faith, because I was just looking up its rules.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things in the book, it's scattered around in different places.
Yeah.
I mean, and so I was just looking under the place where you mess with your faith when you change deities, and I get all that, but that's edge cases. I want to know the meat and potatoes. Okay, so first of all, it says what they are. Good is selfless, honest, helpful, obedient, and humble. Seeking the greater good for all Darkurthe. Evil is selfish, dishonest, immoral, and proud. Disgust for goodness. His purpose is to spread corruption and evil. Now, neutral is pretty much anybody sane.
Mm-hmm.
You actually kind of have to be a little blah to be neutral. You can't be too idealistic or too wicked. Chaotic is a whole category of its own. And interestingly enough, these do not track to D&D at all, by the way. A chaotic character is a selfish character. And whether it's good or bad is really irrelevant. But whatever it is they're doing, they get something out of it. That's what they're there for. So it's kind of interesting. I don't want to get too theoretical about it at the moment, but depending on which D&D you're talking about, this game's designation of evil and chaotic is actually flipped from some of the D&D that I'm familiar with.